up your shirt. He's dead, Jim. She's dead, Jim. He's dead, Jim. She's dead, Jim. He's dead, Jim. She's dead, Jim. Fascinating.
Hey everybody, welcome to a very special episode of Trek in the Valley, the non-encyclopedic Star Trek The Original Series recap and rewatch and somewhat review podcast, where every week myself, Adam Ordall Quinnell, and my intrepid co-host, Mr.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's Al Hirt here. What's up?
Mr. Al Hirt, what is up? We're back every week. We get together in an undisclosed location in the San Fernando Valley to discuss an episode of Star Trek The Original Series. But, little twist, we're done with episodes. Last week
There's no more.
We ran out of Star Trek The Original Series. We already burned the fucking movies.
Yeah.
Foolish of us, look in hindsight. And so this week, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a season 3 recap episode. But keeping with the tradition of the rest of season 3, we're still going to do my favorite segment. What does Al remember about last week's episode?
This
Al.
was the Freaky Friday thing.
Was it?
Yeah, what's the episode? Oh, okay, there it is. I saw it. Turnabout Intruder.
Turnabout Intruder.
And then after the bad Kirk, I forgot what the doctor. There's this lady who has a bunch of beef with Kirk and really hates herself as a woman up to the point where she's like, I gotta be a man to be a starship captain, even though we see Janeway. Anywho,
Complicated. There's a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird layers to that
It was a
that they
different
don't get
time.
into at all. But it's like a Freaky Friday thing where they both switch up. And then I think the best part of that episode was when they were in trial for a mutiny or whatever against Kirk, and then Starfleet was like, oh, can Kirk actually do this? And then McCoy, or no, what is it? Scotty looks at Bones and is like, are we really fucking doing this? Are we really doing a
Mutiny.
coup? A little mutiny. That's when it gets exciting. Then I guess by the sheer will of Kirk, they just switch back, and then they're like, yeah, go take care of her, she's all right.
Yeah, so that one guy gets away with murder. The doctor that was in love with her and took care of her.
Yeah. He killed everybody
He
else.
helped her kill everybody else,
But
and
not
then
Kirk.
Your punishment is you got to spend the rest of her life with her, dipshit. Have fun with it. And that
was the
was Turnabout Intruder, an episode that aired for the first time on Tuesday, June 3rd, 1969, which we have discussed in the past is a couple months after the previous episode, All Our Yesterdays, because the show was unceremoniously shit-canned, and they just had this as the last episode that hadn't aired up
and
to
they're
that
just
point.
Yeah, there we go. We'll just post it.
And so, that is the last of season 3. What does Al remember from last week? And in general, we just kind of wanted to get together to talk about the episodes of season 3. And we're probably going to cover half of them this week, half of them next week, because we're really trying to milk it because we're not ready for Next Generation yet. I got to figure out why my mic sounds weird.
Yeah,
I got to get a new mic before we can start talking about Picard. Damn it! This is a professional podcast for you dozens of people. So we heard going into this season that it was bad.
Oh, yeah.
It seems to be the scuttlebutt around fans of Star Trek is that season 3 of the original series is very bad. And they're not wrong with the but. There's still some there's a couple very good episodes.
Oh yeah, we've seen some great episodes.
And there's some we've actually had some that we thought were like 4s or whatever in this season, as well as some really goofy, funny episodes.
Really goofy ones for sure in terms of like plot and stuff.
Speaking of which, the first goofball episode that we would cover in our recap is season 3, episode 1, Spock's Brain, and that debuted on Friday, September 20th, 1968. Never forget.
It kind of seems like a beginning of the end in terms of like how to kick off a season.
I mean, a buddy in my writing group was like, you do a Star Trek podcast? Have you covered the episode Spock's Brain yet? And I was like, nah, well, I'll let you know when we get there. And then I never did. I wanted to just subscribe to it, dude. Aaron, if you're listening, thank you. But yeah, because he thought Spock's Brain was a particularly dumb but fun episode. On IMDb, it gets a 5.6 out of 10,000. That's the average of 10,300 reviews for this episode on imdb.com, the website that I decided to use as a resource for this episode just now.
And they do the whole like Frankenstein thing, right?
Look.
I'm looking at the images now. I'm just remembering.
Spock's Brain fucking rules. I wonder if they have a better synopsis here. But yeah, there's the lady who's like getting memories injected into her head. Oh, here it is. Yeah, the Enterprise is approached by an ion-propelled craft. From it enters a female who renders everyone unconscious. McCoy finds Spock alive in sickbay, but with his brain surgically removed. McCoy urges its quick restoration if he's to survive at all. Like, oh man, if this guy's gonna survive at all, we gotta put his brain back in there.
Uh-oh.
McCoy's like, if there's one thing that I have learned about medicine, sipping mint juleps on my grandma's porch, it's that you need the brain in the head. And
seriously.
so Kirk finds an icy planet with a simple-minded race of large cavemen who attack him. There's bringers of pain and delight. Let's see here. There's an all-female race of enslavers. Remember?
Oh, and they're trying to steal Spock's brain?
Because I think maybe they want. Let's see here. There we go. Kirk makes communication with Spock. Who's only Spock, and then they put the robot. They give Spock like a remote control that McCoy controls him with. The female brain thief overpowers them with control belts. What? Brings them before the female panel to be judged. As their interrogation commences, they realize there's no superior intellect among them capable of handling the technology to maintain the subterranean complex, and the controller, to which these women begin to refer to, is actually Spock's brain. They took Spock's brain to control the environmental systems. And I guess that's something that they do. Like, and then the brain burns out, so they have to go get another brain. But this was the ladies that live underground, and the primitive men that live on the surface.
Oh, jeez. That was a lot.
I liked Robot Spock.
Yeah,
Spock was good. I just
remember all the gimmicks with Spock being a robot and it being kind of like him walking around like a weird Frankenstein. Oh, and he's really strong too, right?
Yes,
they
use his strength, and then Spock's actual brain communicates with them. Remember? He's like, I'm in here, Captain. And he's like, what? I'm looking at a computer. He's like, I think I am the computer. He's like, that would make sense. I taste microchips in my mouth.
Wow.
And that had any crazy guest stars that stood out? Not really.
No. Yeah, it seems like it was like I feel like we already didn't really remember this one.
Kara. Kara, the one that the main lady that down there, and they've got all the science in the brainulator, and then they shoot it into your brain, and it looks like a hair drying thing, like they'd have at the studio, hair studio salon.
Yeah, with a bunch of things pointing at your head.
Yeah, but they have huge syringes that go into your brain or shoot electricity into your brain, and the end when Bones is putting Spock's brain back in. And Spock actually has to help him. Remember Spock talks Bones through the last part of the process?
Exactly, because Spock remember a little bit about how his brain got removed? I don't know.
I thought it was that he knows more about the Vulcan brain or whatever.
That's right.
Yeah.
God, what a weird episode.
And that was Spock's brain. And it really set the tone for a wacky season of science fiction television. And they followed it up with another goofball episode, the Enterprise incident. What do you remember about this one?
Oh my gosh!
You see the little two sentence.
This was weird. I don't know. I think it was a lot of people like this one because of the pure like, ooh, I got you, deception. Haha, you didn't think I'd do this. But I just didn't like that it was, what's the word? They basically trick Romulans with what? Just some, I'm reading a cloaking device?
Yeah, so...
the Romulan warships have cloaking devices.
Yeah, Spock betrays the apparently irrational and paranoid Kirk to the Romulan commander, a woman who is obviously attracted to Spock. A deadly game between Kirk, Spock, and the Romulans risks not only Enterprise, but a tenuous ceasefire between Romulans and the Federation. Yeah, so Kirk follows the Romulans he doesn't follow a Romulan ship into Romulan space. He follows like a signal and ends up in a moon of Romulus. And Kirk acts bonkers, and the ship is immediately captured by the enemy, and then they got to figure it the fuck out.
Yeah, it was a really weird episode.
How did they figure it out? Do you remember?
No, I think it was just that...
Here's a better synopsis.
It was... No, I don't remember it at all.
Yeah,
dude.
So Commander charges Kirk with espionage, the Romulan. She announces that Kirk will be held in confinement until his trial. They spell it till. God, I hate these summaries.
Yeah, and so then Kirk, what is it? Kirk tricks the Romulans into capturing him, and then he fucks their ship up from the inside out.
Right.
Because he wants them to get captured, or he wants to get captured, according to Starfleet. And
then they once again fake Kirk's death, like they do so many times. Kirk's they say he does the Vulcan death grip. McCoy takes Kirk back to the Enterprise. Turns out Spock only gave him this thing to simulate death. Kirk gets McCoy to alter his physical features to look like a Romulan. Remember, he's crazy and he's pretending to be a Romulan. And that was all just so that they could get on board and steal the cloaking device. Enterprise warps away at warp factor 9. The Romulans aim their guns at them. This is when Kirk engages the cloaking device and escapes. Remember, they're putting the cloaking device into the system, and it's a lot of Scotty looking at tubes.
No, and he was in Jeffrey tubes, right? They were trying to install the cloaking device.
Yeah, it might have been. No, that was a different one where
that was another one where shit was blowing up.
Yeah, he's got to reach in with the spanner or whatever, and he's like, "Oh, can I do it?" It's like a crazy game of Operation.
This episode was a lot. I don't know. I think we were both just really frustrated at Kirk just innocuously going right into the war zone.
Yes.
And everybody on the ship was disagreeing with him, right?
Yes. They all thought that Kirk shouldn't go in there.
And everything just went, quote unquote, according to plan, but just as you expected it to Romulans to capture Kirk, and then Kirk somehow gets out.
Kirk had to pretend.
And gets the cloaking stuff.
Kirk had to pretend to be bonkers to get in there. And he couldn't even Spock didn't even know, right?
Yeah.
He couldn't even let Spock in on it. Wow. The Enterprise incident.
Somehow Starfleet approves it and tells everybody at the end, too.
Yes.
They find out. But it was such it was a weird gimmick.
It was indeed. And the hits keep coming because next up we have this is a divisive episode.
This episode was
wow,
rough.
we're just clipping through the photos of the episode on fucking IMDb, and it's pretty great and racist. So Kirk, this episode is called The Paradise Syndrome.
It's like Kirk becomes a Native American.
Yeah, he becomes a native whatever planet they're on, a native planation or whatever. And this is The Paradise Syndrome. It aired October 4th, 1968.
Yes.
Trapped on a planet whose inhabitants are descended from northwestern Native Americans, Kirk loses his memory and is proclaimed a god while the crippled Enterprise, I don't think we say that word anymore, races back to the planet before it is destroyed by an asteroid. So there's a planet that's going to be destroyed by an asteroid, and
it's the planet that they're on.
The planet that they're on. And Spock and the crew have to get back to get Kirk off the planet before it's destroyed.
Yeah, it's
they
weird.
accidentally leave him there.
No, and they accidentally set some temple off too, because
he
Kirk
sets the temple off, and that's what
off.
erases his memory.
Right, but that's the whole gimmick though, was that he was just using his communicator. He was like, "Hey, beam me up, Scotty," and it went. Bing,
it accidentally
and the door, opens and he falls in
because their science was based on tones.
Yeah, that's right.
Kind of like the aliens in Close Encounters,
and they're trying to figure out while the meteor is about to come, they're like, "Oh my god, what do we do? How do we open this door?
What was I doing when I activated it?
Well, let me think. Beam me up, Scotty." And then they use the temple to blow up the asteroid.
Yes, they use the temple to blow up the asteroid. And it's and this is one of them episodes of Star Trek that takes place over the course of months.
Oh yeah.
Like it will take them 59 days to get there with the asteroid 4 hours behind them. So in 60 days they're going to get there, and then while they're flying back to this planet, we see Kirk living like a very pastoral life.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Where he falls in love with...
Gets married.
He marries Miramani, and then Salish, an angry other native person there, attacks Kirk. Kirk defeats him. Kirk marries, enjoys paradise. 58 days have passed.
Yeah.
He's going to have a baby. She's pregnant. And then they expect Kirk the god to activate the temple to save the temple's technology was deteriorating and couldn't attack the asteroid anymore. And so, or they didn't know how it worked.
No, I don't think, I think somebody else left it there, or the people before, and the people there now didn't know how it worked.
Yes.
And I think they saw Kirk emerge from there. I don't know.
Yeah, they did see Kirk come out of there. That's why they thought he would know.
Right.
So meanwhile, Kirk's figured out the writings on the obelisk are musical notes. Obelisk is a deflector on the planet left by a race of preservers who wanted humanoids to grow everywhere in the galaxy. They picked up some Native Americans from Western and brought them to they're seeding the universe with people from different times and planets. And then we get to watch as Kirk holds his wife while she dies with their child, pregnant with their child, and then the credits roll. What a fucking... Remember that shit? Remember when they were like, she's dead and so is his baby anyway. Story by Gene Roddenberry. By Gene Roddenberry. There is no...
That was a rough ending.
There is no chit-chatty wrap-up on the bridge. None of that. And I thought that episode was, problematic with a lot of white ladies playing Native Americans or whatever. And they literally were Native Americans that were brought from Native America to outer space.
And
they weren't like
twist.
aliens. You can't write it off as like, oh, well, they're just aliens, so they don't have to be, like, we can have them be white. Because it's about how they dress. They're aliens. But no, they were Native Americans from a different time.
It was interesting how I could just picture a group of aliens scooping up some Native Americans and setting them down.
Or scooping up people now.
Cannons.
Like, imagine they would take people now to another planet.
Oh my God.
Be like... They would just, I don't think we'd be able to do it because without modern conveniences, they would have to bring Wi-Fi to start society. But that was the Paradise Syndrome, and then we get to episode 4, and the children shall lead.
Yeah, I was just thinking about this one.
I wish I had a
this
fucking...
episode was.
I don't have I'm bad at this podcasting thing, and that's the other thing we're going to figure out before Next Generation. I'm going to get good at this, because I should have a list of what we ranked the episodes when we go back through to talk about it, but I don't keep track of that. So anyway... This episode aired on October 11th.
This was so bad.
Never forget, October 11th, 1968. And the children shall lead. And the Enterprise shows up at a Federation colony where all the adults have had committed the suicide, but the children play without care.
Maybe
and
it was
it's
like
creepy as hell.
Yeah, maybe it was like a so bad it's good kind of deal. I think our favorite part with the episode was like, oh, it is really creepy that these kids killed their parents. Oh, what's going on? Are these kids really smart? And then it's like, oh, the twist. It's some weird old ghost guy that's
Space ghost.
But
and not the cool space ghost.
Not a strong one. He's like, I can control about 3 million.
I can control. He really
Like,
that episode
line killed me though.
That episode got into the fucking weeds
Yeah,
on how
dude.
many people that guy can control
and he
how many
clarified that 3
followers
times.
he needs. He's like, I
perfect,
told you,
I got 10.
we
so.
need 10. I can take up 10 million people.
And after that, you'll just have to figure out how we're gonna conquer the whole universe. I don't know.
guess. And
it was like
this
a
is-
ring around a rosy kind of deal.
Well,
I don't know. Like,
that's what they sang
if
to
it was just
summon
some
him.
yeah, but if it was just like some straight demon that just like murdered people, sure, that would have been cooler. But
He wants to take over the minds and the spirits of whole
So
civilizations. And he was called the Gorgon.
and we already saw this too with season 1, I'm pretty sure, right? When Kirk and all of them go to that abandoned town. And there was that really old adult leading the kids.
Oh yeah, well he
the
was
bald
like,
spot.
yeah,
kid
but
with
he
the
was
bald
supposed to be
spot.
a kid. Yeah, he was like, it was like Clint Howard's. He was like, he wasn't Clint Howard, but he was the guy who ended up becoming a character actor that did a lot of stuff.
It was like a Neverland kids just beating the shit out of the Trek people.
Yes, and they all,
It was weird.
Was that City at the Edge of Tomorrow? I can't
No,
remember.
that was
I'm really
another
bad.
one.
I'm bad at
City at the Edge of Tomorrow, I think, is the time traveling one, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Anyways, so-
the one wasn't the one with the little kids. Wasn't that the one where Kirk's brother was dead?
Yeah.
Like they get there and
go
Sam
check
Kirk
on
is
it.
just dead. Like you just see Sam Kirk's fucking feet, and that's all you get
Yeah.
until later when he's in spoiler alert, Strange New Worlds. Sam Kirk is a character in that. I feel like that actor was on 2 shows at the same time though, because he was hardly ever in. He wasn't in very many episodes, but he was like on the ship. And so yeah, and the children shall lead. They find out that these kids are being controlled by this thing called the Gorgon. The kids get on the ship. The Gorgon's on the ship, and the Gorgon thrives on the innocence of children and the self-doubt of adults.
Oh, weird.
Oh, this is funny. Leonard Nimoy explained that when he complained about the script to Fred Freeberger said, this script is going to be what Miri should have been.
Oh, yeah.
Nimoy objected, calling Miri a beautiful, well-acted story, and felt Freeberger's comments were as much as saying Miri was a piece of trash.
Miri's the episode, the one with the kids, because Kirk
Oh, yes!
doesn't Miri fall in love with Kirk?
Something like that.
Some weird shit like that. And we were like,
let's click on it quick. The
What
Enterprise
episode is
discovers
it?
a planet, season 1, episode 8.
Okay. It's
The
pretty deep.
Enterprise discovers a planet exactly like Earth, but the only inhabitants are children who contract a fatal disease upon entering puberty.
Yes.
Oh yeah, she did
And
love
then they
Kirk.
cure
Yes.
it. No, and they cure it too. And then after that, Kirk's like, yeah, just send some Federation teachers and nurses over there.
Yeah.
They'll figure out a society.
They'll figure it out.
But they figure out a cure.
Oh,
per
here's what IMDb considers a goof for the episode and the children shall lead. The goof is the transporter was used to send a security detail down to the planet. The red shirt controlling the transporter was not under the control of the children, so he would have noticed that the Enterprise was not in orbit before beaming the 2 security red shirts into outer space. So, okay, that's not a good goof.
Yeah, damn. That
A
was
goof
very
is like they
particular
left.
goof.
A goof is like they left a soda can in the frame.
Or like, oh, it's on his right hand, but we switched the shot. It's in their left.
Yeah, but that was a hilarious part of the episode. Remember when he beamed those motherfuckers into space?
Oh my god!
Because he thought the Enterprise was orbiting the planet, but they weren't. That was a good one.
But I guess he would have known. Yeah, that is a goof. But it's like,
You know,
whatever.
So far, going back to talk about these episodes, they're all great. You know, we probably gave that one a 3 or something, but it just bangs.
It's like
just
so
good.
bad it's good sort of TV. This isn't like Mourns for Adonis. Okay, this one.
Here we go.
When it starts to kick off.
October 18th, 1968. Season 3, Episode 5. Is there, in truth, no beauty? Question mark. A lovely telepath, Miranda, is aide to Ambassador Kolos in a box to stop insanity when humans see Medusans. She rejects Larry, a designer of Enterprise, and senses murderous intent nearby. That was a real pot boiler, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was because Dr. Miranda Jones was being attended by somebody else to, like, take care of the box or something, and then the guy, like, fell in love with her.
Yeah, but she was to be paired with Kolos.
Yes.
Because that will help relations between humans and Medusans. And she was played by Diane Muldaur, who played Polanski on Next Generation.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And then there's that whole great scene, too, where Bones is like, oh, should we not, like, admire a beautiful woman because she's beautiful or something? And she's like, no, you should admire me for my intellect. Like, quit being such a dick.
Admire me for being a better doctor than you, bitch.
It was so
fucking
weird.
Dumb Southern bitch.
I don't know. I was just pleasantly surprised by, she was just like, hey, I'm not going to be pushed around. Fucking dick.
She was great. And she could, and then the big secret was she's blind.
Yeah,
remember that?
That's why she couldn't see.
That's why she couldn't see the oldie Medusan, because she blind, yo.
Yeah, and then Spock tried to use it, and then I guess
Spock went a little crazy.
No, he had to use it to fix the ship.
Yes,
or something.
He had to because the Medusan could navigate. They want to use. They want to become friends with the Medusans because Medusans can navigate.
They got
space.
trapped somewhere, and they had to get out.
And only the Medusan could help them get out. And then Spock goes crazy, and they do a lot of, like, whenever somebody's cuckoo from Medusu, they do like a first-person camera thing. Remember? Where it was like zombie vision, kind of.
Yeah, it was really creepy. Actually, some of the first pictures
there's a shot of it up here. This one right here. Kirk reaching out to Spock. Spock, no, I'm here.
Yeah, it was funny because Spock uses a visor at first, and then the second time he uses, he
can't use a visor.
They're like, no,
your visor, Spock. Visor. Did he really just forget it?
Yeah, because he was what's his face? He was a Medusan person. He was Kolos for a couple seconds.
He was Kolos,
and then
but before he was. Oh yeah, that's right. Because he was Kolos, and Kolos wouldn't need no visor to look at himself.
It was a Spock. No.
Oh man, and I think it's funny that that's a good example of how the Federation are just like opportunistic dicks. Like they were like, we have to make peace with these Medusans so we can stash one on every ship to be a navigator. It's kind of like in Dune when they give the navigators the spice.
Or like in Rick and Morty when Rick's like, yeah, it's just my battery. Yes. It's an infinite battery. It's like, yeah, this could really be, unethical in terms of using these potentially awful spirits or powerful entities.
We'll feed you whatever.
Just use it as a GPS.
Just tell us where to go. Get us through the nebula. I'll give you whatever your little snake-headed heart desires. And it's funny. This is a Medusan. And the one earlier was a Gorgon, and a Medusa is a Gorgon. So there you go. I spent $25,000 on an education 20 years ago.
Nice.
I'm a huge loser. And that was, is there in truth no beauty? Which is a weird fucking up of, is there no truth in beauty? And so I think they did that on purpose, but I don't think it worked out as well as they thought it did.
No, it doesn't roll off the tongue.
And then that brings us to season 3.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, this is a weird one.
Do you like this one?
Listen, of course I do. It's about Tombstone. I love Tombstone. I've been to Deadwood. I've been to Tombstone. I love it. I think it's a really dumb episode of Star Trek, and I probably gave it like a 3 when we reviewed it.
Yeah.
But thinking back on it now, it kind of rules. And the sets are great. It's just that big open red room where they basically say like, oh, it's just parts of the rooms and stuff. And really it's just like so much cheaper to hang a window as a door as a window instead of building a wall. And it's Spectre of the Gun, October 25th, 1968. As punishment for ignoring their warning and trespassing on their planet, the Melkot condemn Captain Kirk and his landing party to the losing side of a surreal recreation of the 1881 historic gunfight at the OK Corral, which would go on to inspire the amazing film Tombstone. And that's what's most important about all of this.
It's just a very weird Western feel, but then it's like, as you said, kind of naked. There's just like these weird wooden fucking 2D stills as like the storefronts, and they're all just looking around like, what do we do here?
Oh my gosh.
And Kirk's like, oh, I know this history. We get our asses kicked. And they're like, fuck, when?
Yeah,
and then
they're
it's
the
like by a certain
Clantons.
time, and then it's like, what's his name gets in a lot of trouble.
Chekhov, he dies.
Chekhov, yeah.
Chekhov dies. He is killed because he falls in love with one of the Earp's ladies.
And then the whole gimmick is that it's like the Matrix thing where there is no spoon, there is no gun, there is no pistol.
Gun.
And then they kind of take their punishment, and then the robot Melkots are like, wow, that was impressive. I guess they're like, yeah, you're cool now.
I was right. The original script called for filming on an outdoor location, but due to budget constraints, filming took place in the studio. These constraints also prevented the set designers from building a complete Western town, and the concept of pieces of a town drawn from Kirk's mind was developed.
Well, that was the other thing.
I think that's your budget working in favor of creativity.
I was going to say, we gave it to, I remember in particular, we gave it to them because we were like, wait, maybe it's incomplete because the Melkots don't know exactly how to build a Western.
And Kirk has just a fractured view of that because they built. It's just
That's
like
true.
Lincoln, how they build Lincoln out of his memories.
That? Yeah, it's like you study someone once and they're just like, oh, that's who that person is in my mind. That's like if George Washington came in here, like our idea of who George Washington is.
Well, it's all yes.
It's like it's weird. We don't really know him.
It's just I would if I was in this situation, I would be in the movie Tombstone because that's my recollection of these events.
Our frame of reference, probably my favorite reference would be movies too.
And
it's just so strange though.
Oh, yeah. So, that's what they do. So they realize that the scenario is not bound by physical laws. Like you were saying, they say the gun isn't real.
There is no gun.
Spock has to go through and mind meld them.
Oh, yeah.
And because Chekhov wasn't actually shot. He just thought he was shot.
Right, exactly. And Spock convinces everybody by mind melding with them. Kirk says do it. I don't give a fuck.
The Melkotians are convinced that Kirk and his crew are peaceful and welcome them to their planet with welcome party. What a fucked up welcoming party that would be. They're like, hey, we can make anything you want, bro. Like, you want to just imagine some shit, we'll put you in it. Like, you want to imagine killing somebody?
And you got to look at these Melkots, too. You remember them? They're pretty killer, dude.
The Melkots are like a neon green and orange smoke weird. With like a puppet head inside, like his puppet snake head. Dude, fucking ripped. Look. I probably gave it a 3 back then, but it's definitely a 3.5 or a 4. It's good.
I think it was just silly, especially given the end, but I thought it was alien. The aliens are cool.
And the story just went fucking nowhere. They were just like, man, nothing we do is working. It's like, yeah, dude, it ain't real.
Chekhov's like, I'm going to stick my dick in this chick. But she's not real, Chekhov. What are you doing?
And then he gets killed for it, dude. That's so Chekhov.
I'm going to hit on this girl, dude.
That's so something that would happen to Chekhov. And that is Spectre of the Gun. Season 3, episode 6. We are about halfway through this episode right now, and we're about halfway through the first 10. So let's see how we come out. And this is going to be important. Day of the Dove. Remember this one? Aired November 1st, 1968.
This was when both the Klingons and the humans, some fucking shit goes down. And they're both stranded together, right, on a planet?
Yeah, both humans and Klingons have been lured to a planet by a formless entity that feeds on hatred and has set about to fashion them into a permanent food supply for itself. Big Freddy Krueger vibes.
No,
Freddy
it's-
Krueger lives
yeah.
off fear.
That's true.
But this person lives off hatred.
And they both hate each other, the Klingons and the humans.
And they set up the war. It's like a perpetual.
yes.
Remember that? Like, so they're like, Kirk's like, how many are? There's exactly 41 Klingons and exactly 41 Starfleet.
Oh yeah.
Remember? And the Klingons are on the ship, and it's like an ongoing war that takes place on the ship. Which is funny. That kind of reminds me of there is this weird Darren Aronofsky movie called Mother that I watched last weekend. It's weird. But they like a whole war happens inside this house because it's like a trippy surrealist thing.
Yeah.
And it reminded me of this episode where the Klingons and the humans are playing out, or the Klingons and I guess they're not all humans on the Enterprise of Vulcan, but they fight. And then eventually Kirk and Kang have to work together. And do you remember what they do to defeat the hatred entity?
Oh, they start hugging each other and laughing at the entity, right?
We are best friends now.
Yeah, it was so weird.
You have no power over us. We are best friends.
But this one, okay, at least this one, though, had like a more interesting plot, I feel like, or something more going on than Spectre the Gun. You know?
Maybe.
It was just such a simple solution.
I'm willing to admit that the plot was non-existent for Spectre of the Gun. They spend 5 minutes of that fucking episode trying to make a gas bomb in a dream.
Yeah. Oh,
it's
that's
so
right.
stupid. But I love it. And then how does this one end? Kirk threatens to kill Mara to get Kang to cooperate. Kang calls his bluff. Of course Kirk won't kill Mara. And now Mara is convinced that Kirk is telling the truth. She takes Kirk to Kang. At first, Kang won't listen to Mara, but eventually Kirk gets through to him and he throws his weapon. Along with the rest of the Klingons and humans, the alien form leaves the ship and is now powerless. What this dumb synopsis from IMDb doesn't mention is that all three of them, they look up at it.
Hugging. Yeah.
You have no power. We are best friends, and we'll.
It's just like you said, we are friends now.
It's such
so
a hilarious.
silly.
It's such a hilarious like microcosm of the Klingon and human experience.
And the entity kind of shrinks up, and it's just like, oh, all right, I guess I'll leave.
It kind of presupposes the Klingon and human and Federation cooperation of the Dominion War in Deep Space Nine. It's like, when they've got something to focus on other than how much they hate each other, Klingons and the Federation can get together to do some shit.
I mean, we'll see in the next show, too. Klingon ends up being a Star Trek
security officer. Head of security.
Yeah.
Yes, she controls
one of the best
phasers.
characters, too.
I still think it's funny that head of security also means they shoot the phasers on the ship. Like, they're also the security of, like, the space around the ship, not just the people inside the ship. I thought that was cool. But that was Day of the Dove.
Day of the Dove.
Great
That's
guest star.
right.
The dude who plays Kang, Michael.
Yeah, he crushed.
Michael Ansara was very good. And also the lady Klingon, played by Susan Howard.
Oh, yeah, Mara.
Mara, very good shit. Good episode. Day of the Dove.
Okay.
Oh, and it also, like, when it showed the hatred alien at the end, it was just, like, twinkling lights. Remember that? Like,
yeah, it was very silly.
And that brings us to Season 3, Episode 8.
8.
For the world is hollow, and I have touched the sky.
This one was pretty dope. I actually like this episode a lot.
Episode aired November 8th, 1968. And it had a lot of good guest stars.
It's like a monolith thing, too.
Yep, well, it's so
at the bottom.
Remember,
Earth.
there is the monolith with all the stuff on it shows the crashing into the thing.
And the instruction part, too, where it was like, where are the instructions? It's in this shelf. And this shelf, like, opens. And then I don't know who picks it up, but I think it's Bones or Kirk or someone or Spock. And they grab it and they're like, all right, now press this button here and then press this here. And then the monolith will open. And that's how they, like, turn it off or something.
Yeah, dude.
It was such a weird gimmick at the end. But
Right?
again, this whole plot was really thick with interesting lore.
Yes, and so the synopsis is the Enterprise discovers an asteroid that's on collision course with the planet is actually an ancient populated generation ship.
Whoa.
Yeah, so this is another one that takes place over a while because like McCoy stays on the generation ship for a while, remember?
Yeah.
McCoy is like in love with that lady, and he's in love with fucking Catherine Woodville, who played Nytira, and she tries to get Bones to stay with them and be her husband.
And pray to the monolith entity thing.
And so they find out that the planet's actually on a collision course with the planet that it came from, I think.
Yeah, I guess it was like returning to its home. I don't know. Maybe it was some it was a programming inside the asteroid ship, remember? And then they opened the monolith, and then inside the monolith was like a bunch of Jeffrey tubes and like a ship, like a panel.
Yes,
And then
yes.
Spock and Kirk just did their thing, and they're like, "Oh, we redirected the asteroid. You're good."
Yes, and McCoy removes the brain implant that was controlling her brain. And then they use the book to find the controller and neutralize the Oracle, who is just a computer, which we've seen before.
Yeah, Landrew.
Landrew. This is the one. Also, Spock also finds the medical knowledge banks of. So McCoy had a terminal illness. And Spock finds the medical knowledge banks in of the Fabrinis and uses that to cure McCoy.
That's why he opted to stay too.
Yeah, because he was dying and he wanted to be with them as his lover's planet.
That was absolutely absurd.
And then Natira stays to guide her people to a new home. And that this was a good one.
No, we liked it. Yeah,
lots of good effects. Remember when they touched the monolith and they got shocked?
There was a lot at stake here, too, because of not only the ticking clock of the asteroid hitting a planet, but also, there's some third season stuff where Bones was like, I have cancer. I
have space cancer.
And they're like, whoa, shit. And then the nice little, what's it called? The monologue by that one crazy guy.
Yes.
For the world is hollow.
Yep.
I don't know. It's just, something fishy's going on from the start.
They really, there's a lot of good set design in this one.
Yeah.
That we didn't have in the Old West episode.
No. No, it's night and day.
Definitely, dude. And that was For the World is Hollow and I Have Touched the Sky. Also great metal album title.
This is when they kick off. I think we start getting a bunch of good ones back to back.
November 15th, 1968. The Tholian Web.
Yeah, this one was nuts.
The Tholian Web is an episode where it's a classic. It's but it doesn't have like a top rated or whatever, which I think is kind of weird.
No, but a lot of people do really like it.
And also,
I thought it was a little.
Look at the USS Defiant. That's like the Defiant from Deep Space Nine, with Captain Kirk and the derelict USS Defiant apparently lost. The Enterprise grapples with an insanity-causing plague and an attack by the Tholians. And so, yeah, they find the Defiant, and there's some great fucking spacesuits. The Enterprise, the away team, puts on spacesuits to beam over to the ship because there's no atmosphere. They don't know. Holy shit, the design on the spacesuits, it's really good and amazing. Yeah, I want an action figure of those spacesuits with like the cylindrical helmet that's got the clear front.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh no, it kind of looks like if you were like it's like a bit beekeeper suit. I could totally see this being modified beekeeper suits.
It's like a cereal box.
It's a cereal box, a beekeeper mask, and a dream, and some spray paint and some resin. The Tholian web is this web that these ships build around the Enterprise.
It's like an electromagnetic field, I guess.
There's like this really cool like doot 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 doot, and they build the web, the little ships,
it's like a honeycomb thing.
Yeah, it's like they're shitting the web out like they're little spiders.
Yeah, and it's going slowly and slowly. They're getting entrapped into this Tholian web.
And that ground quake when they're on the planet or whatever. So good, such good shaky camera effects.
Yes.
For sure. Let me see how that one ended. 'Cause I'm bad at remembering.
Yeah, I have no idea how they defeated
I just,
the Tholians.
let's see here. Tholians are 2 minutes away from completing their energy web. Scott is able to beam back Kirk at the precise moment and at the coordinates of the next. Oh, this is when they're doing the interphase.
Yeah, with the
Kirk
planet.
is out of phase with the planet, and so the planet would only appear every once in a while or whatever.
Oh, because Sulu is like, Captain, the ship's gone.
Yep.
And they're like, what? What are you talking about? It was just there because
That's
the
right.
planet's like shaking and
The
rocking
away
back
team's
and
on the
forth.
planet,
Yes.
and the planet phases in and out. Later, Spock and McCoy pretend that they never listens to Kirk. Oh, and Kirk has that tape that's like, if I'm ever gonna die, listen to
my
this
God,
tape.
yes.
And it's totally grim and like you have to be friends with each other. And
That's
then
the
they
only way you'll live.
they lie at the end and say they never listened to it.
Yeah.
But that was a good one because it was like them trying to get Kirk back. And Spock, like fucking Bones, keeps telling them that they gotta just leave. McCoy says that and also while this is going on, there's space madness that's being caused in this area of space.
Right. And each crew member's getting frustrated at each other.
Yep.
And start threatening to kill one another. So they would really benefit from leaving anyways. But Spock stays.
Oh, and Uhura is the first person to see Kirk's ghost shimmering that proves that he's phasing in and out, and they think she's gone fucking mad. And she's like, no, I saw him. And then they look at her and they're like, oh, no, she saw him.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, good episode, The Tholian Web. I think I gave it a 4. I would have. It's a good one. It's a goodie.
Oh, so they go, that's right, they go away on the USS Defiant, but then 3 of them come back and Kirk stays behind.
Yes. And Kirk phases out when everything phases.
Yep.
Reminds me of the game mechanic phasing in Magic the Gathering.
Or like
where you phase a card
clipping
out
between walls or something
Yes.
and shooting out one end.
Definitely. And that brings us to season November 22nd, 1968, season 3, episode 10, Plato's Stepchildren. And this one is goofy as hell, and I wasn't super keen on it. And I don't think I am now. I think we were right in our assessment that it's gross. They force Kirk and Uhura to kiss, and it was the first interracial kiss on screen, and it was like it was like a huge fucking deal. And they were forced to do it by an alien. It's so fucking ridiculous. And Spock is forced to make out with Nurse Chapel.
It was, Spock and what's her name? Uhura kissed earlier.
No. Uhura
like in the show.
Uhura kissed Spock?
I think so.
Huh.
I don't know. It might just be me thinking.
Maybe I thought that was like a controversy about this. Maybe it'll be down in the. Maybe it's in the trivia.
Here we go.
Oh yeah, network executives ordered director David Alexander to shoot a take where Kirk and Uhura did not kiss, just so it would be available. However, Shatner crossed his eyes at the camera, making the take useless. He did that on purpose.
Yeah,
he's like, "You're gonna get me proving I'm progressive on camera, motherfucker."
Well, that's true. That's true.
Funny.
But it was a very uncomfortable scene. But I think the best part was the guest star, which was what's his name? Is Dinoy Dion? Was his?
Derek Partridge, who played Dionyd. He was no, that's not him.
No.
He's the bad guy.
He's the bad guy. You're right.
You're thinking of the little person.
Michael Dunn, Alexander up there.
Yes, fucking rules. He's big. He's definitely like in the great tradition of like little person dramatic actors. Like he definitely like, this guy walked so Warwick Davis could run kind of thing.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's not like, usually in these situations when a little person
for an Oscar.
For what? I wonder. 1966 Best Actor Supporting Role for Ship of Fools.
Oh, okay.
I should check that out. So usually in these types of sci-fi things, when there's a little person that they're having play a part, he's covered in like alien makeup or something. And this is really cool and interesting because they show that this guy's like a real ass fucking actor. and it worked out. Like
And
he
he,
was definitely the highlight.
He has a good argument for anti-telepathic powers. You know, he's bro, I'm better than all of them because I grab my own shit.
Yes, he doesn't. He's saying like he's mad at the people who levitate everything everywhere.
Kirk and Spock like drink this juice, so they're like, we have 50% more psychic powers than you do, sir.
Oh yeah, they made,
like there's funny
so
parts,
many statistics.
but it's like not a good setting.
Big 3 energy.
Yeah.
Big 3 out of 3.
It really was.
And yeah, I don't need to see Spock and Nurse Chapel being forced to kiss.
There was 2 scenes that were at least 15 minutes too long, you know. It just felt awful.
When they're on the chessboard being manipulated and all the dancing and shit.
That part was just as awful.
They made Kirk ride
definitely skip
Alexander.
those parts.
They made Kirk ride Alexander.
It was weird.
Not good.
No.
Not good. And then so that was a bad episode with some good stuff.
Yeah.
Don't need to see people being forced to kiss each other.
Nope.
Which brings us to, I think, the last episode we'll talk about on this part of the wrap-up episode.
Okay.
One where they fucking fucked up a saying.
Again, more interfacing.
Episode aired November 29th, 1968. This is Season 3, Episode 11 of Star Trek The Original Series. Wink of an eye. Which is not the same.
In and out of space.
No, it's because they're super fast.
Right.
Yeah. They move super fast.
Like in space, within the space.
And that's why they can't be seen?
Like they're whizzing past like atoms so fast.
Yeah, they're like in the Speed Force.
Or electrons, I guess.
Yeah, it's like they're in the Speed Force.
Yeah, we called it the Speed Force episode.
They go super fast while everybody else goes slow, and they bring Kirk into the Speed Force with them, and he's got to try and... They're setting up a bomb on the Enterprise, basically. Mm-hmm. Let's see here what the synopsis says.
And then
a group of aliens who exist in a state of incredible acceleration invade the Enterprise and abduct Captain Kirk.
Weren't they on the planet at first, too? And they, like, see some message that's all garbled up?
Yes.
And they realize they need to slow the footage down?
It's because they're there, like, so many times the Enterprise goes to a place that sucks and is bad for them because they got a distress call.
Yes.
And they couldn't make it out, and they find out later it's because it was going so dang fast. It was such a fast distress call. And then basically at the end, Deela and Kirk and Spock. Spock goes into the Speed Force. There's a great bit where Spock sees Kirk and they both look at each other and they're like, "You're in the Speed Force?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm in the Speed Force." And they don't say anything. They just pull out their phasers to go attack the fucking motherfuckers.
They're both going to the same area, and before Spock goes into the Speed Force, Bones is like, "Are we even gonna test it?" And Spock's like, "We have no time."
He's like, "I'll test it," and he just drinks it.
Yeah, seriously.
And that's right. They're gonna cryogenically freeze everybody on the Enterprise so that they can unthaw them as they need them to devour their time essence or whatever.
Oh, yeah. And then Kirk leaves and he like looks back at the chick that he falls in love with and he just knows they're doomed eternally to the Speed Force, right?
Yep. And
he doesn't help them.
Right, he can't. The Federation, in fact, quarantines the entire area so no more ships will pass by. Deela and Rael are beamed back to the planet while Kirk and Spock remove the device and repair the Enterprise.
And it was just like a big trap, basically, for every ship that came by for that distress
It was like
call.
a siren song as it was.
Yes.
But
it's kind of like interphasing, you know? They're going so fast you can't see them. Yeah. You can't really catch them on the flip side unless you're catching up with them.
No, they're hyper accelerated. You're right. I mean, I didn't mean to.
Oh no,
I wasn't trying to like. Yeah, they're definitely phase. They could. It's like when the Flash wiggles his hand so fast that he can put it through a solid. That's phasing. You're right.
It's so weird.
Yeah, and I don't know if these people could do that, but it seems like it would be within their power set. And there is a very interesting like. They find a message from Kirk that's been that sounds super fast, and they play it slower, and then it's like Kirk talking to her. But yeah, that's that episode. It was weird, but I think I kind of liked it. Good guest cast. Kirk and Spock meeting up in the Speed Force to kick some ass. And if you touched somebody, they would age super fast and die.
Exactly, because they would be in the Speed Force for a couple seconds, but their bodies weren't prepared for it, right?
It was like the chronotons that keep them in even a little cut. It would fuck you up and kill you.
Because your cells would accelerate and age.
Yes.
Entropy would go crazy.
Good stuff. And that ends part 1 of our season 3 recap. Now, as you know, because you're listening to episode 94 or whatever of this podcast, we always end with like recommending some kind of media, music, game, TV show, something. Al, what do you got for us this week?
This is kind of a switch up, but I guess I started to turn my friends onto this comedy again because I saw it in college a couple of years ago. It came out in 2011, 2013-ish, or till 2012, 2013-ish. Is Blue Mountain State. It's about like the top football team in the nation or whatever for college, and like they're just up to no fucking good. Like it's just a bunch of silly gimmicks. It's a lot of like bro kind of scripts and lines. And what's his name here? If you scroll down in the cast, there's one guy in particular that carries the whole show.
Alan Richardson,
yeah.
Reacher.
Yeah, he's Reacher. He destroys it. He's definitely the best part of the whole show, but everybody else does a pretty good job as well. There's just like a lot of funny like college gimmicky stuff. It's super sexual. There's a lot of all these tits and football shit, but it's entertaining. Like the quips in between are actually pretty funny, and like the shit that they get into is pretty good. So I recommend that. It's on Amazon Prime, Blue Mountain State.
Cool. And Alan, and so is Reacher.
Yeah, they want to plug it. Your boy.
Alan Richardson is also in Titans, the DC online series that became an HBO Max series. And he was in a Guy Ritchie movie called The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Conduct that was actually pretty fun to watch about these like badasses in World War II. But yeah, good stuff. Blue Mountain State. I never checked it out, but maybe I'll watch an episode.
Yeah, it's actually 2010 to 2011.
Yeah, 39 episodes.
So yeah, it was a little short, but hey, it's not too bad.
And I am going to recommend King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, a band I think I've recommended in the past, but my wife and I went and saw them this weekend, and it was really fucking good. And I definitely encourage you to check out their catalog. It can be intimidating because they released like 28 albums since 2010, but Infest the Rat's Nest, Petrodragonic Apocalypse, Nonagon Infinity, and Polygon Awanaland are probably like the albums of the 27 that I listen to the most and would recommend. But they're like this crazy band that does all kinds of different genre stuff. Like all the albums are like genre theme albums, and they're all kind of sound different. And it was a really good show. But yeah, King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, check it out.
All right.
And then next week, come back as we discuss the second half of the episodes for season 3 of Star Trek, the original series.
Thank you so much for listening, guys.
Do all the stuff that's in the bumper, gang. Bye.
Bye.
Trek in the Valley is executive produced by Adam Ordall Quinnell and Al Hirt. Theme song by Al Hirt. Recorded by Adam. Mixed and edited by Al. Check the show notes for our socials, and you can email the pod at trekinthevalley, all one word, @gmail.com. Like, subscribe, review, and always explore strange new fucking worlds.